We are live on everything.
We are live. This
All
is
right, cool.
this is a great feeling.
This is,
Um,
it's a feeling of great wonder and enjoy.
Excitement and
Um, all of that stuff.
yeah. What are
You
we
know,
even doing?
I don't know. We're doing a podcast, right? This is what this looks like, a podcast.
Yeah. This is. I mean, this is what it looks like in 2020 during a quarantine.
It does, man. Quarantine,
Um,
quarantine is
Fucking
changing everything, man.
yeah, man. Like I don't even know what you look like anymore. To be honest.
I mean, we're looking at each other right now. Well, technically, I'm not looking at you. I'm focusing really hard on my camera
Yeah.
because I don't want to look cockeyed. I don't want to see no
Yeah.
comments. Look at this cockeyed motherfucker. I don't want to deal with that. Self-esteem is low enough as it is. On top of that, it looks like I have a Hitler mustache. I don't. I made it too thin. I don't have a barber right now. I have to. Corona took him away
Yeah.
from me.
I don't have a
And,
barber either. It's
yeah.
been detrimental to me.
Yeah, but the homeless vibe like suits you because the hair. Like no, I'm saying like it looks like the
Like I
Tarzan
just I
vibe.
just look like the ideal homeless man.
Yeah, but like it suits your face. You know what I mean?
Thank
Like
you.
if I go homeless, people like run away from me or give me money, which isn't a bad thing. I'm not mad at
Yeah, I
the
was
money
just gonna
part,
say what
but just
it sounds like a
overall.
great deal, honestly.
Also, man, I went to like an interview during this Corona stuff,
Ooh.
and it was so weird to have a mask on trying to talk to somebody.
I was actually gonna put the mask that I have on during the interview just because, but
It's
then I
weird.
realized no, uh,
It's
it
weird.
fogs up my glasses. I don't like
Exactly.
wearing masks.
Half of the time I'm trying to see you and I can't because I gotta fucking.
Fucking
It's
like
annoying.
fucking
But Corona's changing everything, Mike.
yeah, man.
I knew it got really bad when I saw Baby Boy on ESPN.
Who the fuck is Baby Boy?
You don't know what Baby Boy is?
No idea.
It's wow.
Is it the
Your
baby?
black card is probably gonna get revoked. It's like a hood classic with Tyrese and
Oh, I thought you were talking about a person.
no, Baby Boy the movie was on ESPN. It is
Oh,
not a sports movie
okay.
at all, and it was on ESPN.
Okay. I thought you was talking about a person because
Oh,
we got all these people. The baby, you got
I don't pay
a
attention.
little this, little that. I just thought that was somebody trying
Nah,
to be a
Baby Boy is
rapper.
on
Honestly,
ESPN. I thought they're gonna be like announcing on it or something, like they're giving the play-by-play of the movie. Oh yeah, right, Baby Boy. Yeah, I thought
baby
they're gonna
boy.
do like play-by-play on it, like like when he hits her and it eats her out.
I mean, honestly, they should put something like "Remember the Titans" and play by play the entire time.
Yeah, that I wouldn't mind that.
Bro, that would be fine. I'd watch
The,
that.
even though like the Mets suck, but and I can say that because I'm a Met fan. The Ron Darling. I know you don't know these people out, but
I'm
Ron
not. I'm
Darling,
not. I'm a Yankee fan.
Ron Darling and Gary Cohen and Keith Hernandez, they do the play-by-play on MLB The Show.
Yeah, yeah.
So they put the
Yeah.
game on and they do the play-by-play of it.
That's actually kind of
Like,
fire, though.
yeah, and it's funny because they're
That's kind
really
of fire.
funny. Like they're entertaining in themselves. It's not like I don't know. Who
I
the
mean,
Yankees
yeah,
have.
that's kind of
Insert boring
the
white man name here. I don't know what his
okay.
name is. I'm
I mean,
pretty sure.
that's kind of the. I mean, you got to find some type of entertainment, however you can, in your life
And
right
that
now,
was pretty dope.
especially. Oh, that's pretty cool. But yeah, fucking. I can't see you, but like I know the face that you're making. Stupid ass face.
But yeah, what you said.
So, damn, I wish I had video proof of the last time I just spanked that ass in Madden, though.
It never happened.
It did happen.
Ever in life.
It did
It
happen.
never happened. It really did.
It did happen.
Okay.
Like it did. Like I remember you losing and immediately calling an Uber to leave because you were
Okay.
so upset.
If this is the visualization you have, then I don't want to ruin whatever dream you've made in your head.
And it's
Uh,
not a dream. It actually happened.
Sure.
It actually
I know
happened.
for like mental health patients, you're supposed to
100%.
just like comfort them in their times.
100%. Okay, 100%. Because I remember when you would be like, "Oh my God, how did he not catch that ball? My man's got butterfingers." You kept saying that.
I mean,
But
I
then when
say that
I
all the
was
time.
playing, when I was playing, you would be like, "Yo, this. Are you serious? Are you serious? How the hell did he catch that ball?" I remember, specifically remember,
Probably things I did say at some point. But last time we
because I was
played,
beating
it
you
was
and I
literally
beat
back to
you.
back blowouts, and to the point where
That's
we
not.
literally stopped the game. I remember this,
That's not what happened.
and I was like, "You
It's
want to
not what
just
happened.
do something else?" And we
It's
stopped.
not what happened.
Okay.
Like if I start up the game right now, the last game is probably still there.
Probably, and it's a blowout, like
It's
37
not.
to
I
0.
mean, I'm gonna turn it on. I'm gonna check.
Okay.
I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check.
We
And we're
can do
gonna
this
get back.
rematch soon, and you can get that ass whooped.
Bro, anytime. All right?
So he
Anytime.
says, but
Fucking whack.
okay. So you claim
All
the
right.
greatest Madden players of all time. Just disrespect.
All right. So what are we? What are we doing? What is this? What's this channel? What are we?
I don't know. What are we?
I don't know. Honestly, I feel like we're specializing in nothing. Honestly.
Facts. There you go.
I mean, that's it. That's
it.
this channel.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
the
you're
whole
not
thing.
really giving me anything. Like, I could be like, hey guys, I'm your host.
There you go.
Something. I don't know if I want my real name out there.
You know, I feel like I mean, they know you, so.
I mean, yeah, it's not like.
And also, your name is kind of on the banner. So you can't really.
So hi, I'm your host Carlos Perez, and that's your co-host Omar Reyes.
Sure, why not?
And we're specializing in nothing. Oh man,
That sounded really corny.
yeah.
I always thought that was. I don't like that. That whole like, hi, I'm blah blah blah, and I'm blah blah blah, and we're.
Hey guys,
What?
it's Austin.
Yeah,
We probably
it's
can't even
weird.
put that. That's probably copyrighted or something.
What? Hey guys, is copyrighted?
Well, no, forget it.
Okay. All right.
uh,
So I think we did enough for some type of cold open right there. Do
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Add
something.
something in there.
Fucking bitch.
But all right. So how do you want to start this now?
I mean, we could just jump into the first topic, honestly.
Okay.
Kind of
Which is
see what
life.
the quarantine life. Yeah, I mean,
I just made my life more difficult.
what else is new?
Yeah. All right.
Uh,
So first topic.
quarantine
Yeah,
life.
quarantine life.
Quarantine life.
How's your quarantine life been going?
I mean, now, honestly, it's been pretty boring. Not really much to do. This camera keeps autofocusing, so it keeps like zooming in and out. It's probably gonna be a pain in the ass for you later. Yeah, quarantine life's been pretty boring. I mean, community. I guess we're used to communicating through phones, through social media and things like that. So, in that aspect, thankfully, with how technology is today, we've been able to somehow, somewhat keep contact with everybody. But I mean, there were times that got pretty tough during the quarantine, and I mean that's probably the furthest thing from my mind.
Yeah.
What I will say is that point in quarantine went by really fast compared to, well, after, once things started getting back to normal. And it was just kind of like, okay, well, what can I do? Let me hang my guitars on the wall. Let me fix my room up. Let me build a PC, but not actually finish building it because money.
That'll do it.
And then I have a whole backlog of video games that I was like, oh, I could play through all of these. Did I do it? Nope.
I'm giving off like Michael Jordan in those Hanes commercials, where he basically had a Hitler mustache. But anyway, sorry. Continue.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing day in and day out. I wake up, I check if there's anything to do cleaning wise in my room or in the house. Then I see how my cat's doing, but he's a cat. He doesn't do much. I mean, it doesn't really take me long to do any of that stuff. And then from there, it's okay. Am I just gonna rewatch all the anime that I've already watched, but I can't find another one that I'm interested in, or do I watch you know, documentaries, TV shows, movies on Netflix that I've either already watched or I'm just like not that interested in.
Yeah.
And I mean, the thing that's taken up most of my time lately is video games. And specifically, I had never played Grand Theft Auto before, like ever in my life. None of them.
It's crazy.
As far as I knew, there were only 5. Because GTA 5, but apparently there's more.
It's a lot.
Yeah, which is just like...
You got like Liberty City, Vice City, San Andreas, Chinatown.
I honestly thought that was just the names of the cities. I like...
They all are also the
like
names of cities.
Yeah, but like I thought, like when people would just say, "Oh, Liberty City," I would be like, "Okay, is that like the city from Part 3, 4?" I don't know. I had never really paid attention to Grand Theft Auto. A couple buddy of mine, they were just like, "Nah, you gotta play. We gotta do some heists. We gotta do something during this quarantine." And I gave in, downloaded it, and poured too many hours into it.
I can imagine.
And it's fun. It's fun. As far as I know, I've had the game for maybe 2.5 weeks, and I hit level 100 yesterday, which rank 100 yesterday, which is only possible during quarantine.
Yeah, I stopped playing Grand Theft Auto because I got it when it came out on PS3, and played it nonstop. It was amazing. It was great. And it just got to the point where there was nothing to do. And also they gave us that huge ass stimulus package check with like millions of dollars, how much it was. And it was like, it got to the point where people were just pulling up and chilling in people's houses in the game. Like hitting bongs and drinking alcohol in a game. You could do that in real life.
Makes sense. I mean, I feel like nowadays that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess. You know? Virtual quarantine party or something. That was just stupid.
Yo, come through to the apartment.
Why am I?
All right, but if you stopped playing it so long ago, then I mean you've missed out on a lot of.
I did. I also missed out on the time where you could actually patch over, because they gave you that window. You could take your PS3 progress and move it over to the PS4. And I missed that window, and I'm like, I'm not doing that all over again. So I was just like,
I get you. I mean, at the same time, I mean, I did it all over. Well, I did it for the first time, and it only took me 2 weeks.
Yeah, but it's like I put all those hours in, and to lose all those hours, and have to start from scratch.
I mean, I get you. If I had to restart it, I probably would.
Exactly.
All right. I mean, I get it. But yeah, I mean, quarantine has just been that. It's been, cooking, video games, and sometimes it's just mind-numbing, honestly. Like, there's times I don't want to play, but a buddy of mine's are just like, hey, let's play. All right, fine, I'll play. It's not like I have anything better to do. I can't come up with an excuse. Sorry, I gotta go to...
I mean, you can't come up with
wherever.
Excuses.
I mean...
Like, yo, I gotta beat my meat. Like, put yourself on a schedule. So you have, like, beat meeting time would be a certain, like, time block. I don't know how long it takes you.
I mean, yeah.
But, like, hey.
I mean, you gotta find the right video.
Exactly. Like, it's a whole process.
You gotta get into the mood.
Solid 30 minutes.
It's a huge process.
Solid 30 minutes of beat meat time. And then if that impedes with your schedule, then I'm not going to move my beat meeting time for you. That's my personal. That's my. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah.
Need that for my mental health.
I mean, it's also like, yeah.
Need that beat meeting time.
I mean, you're. I'm gonna start using that as an excuse.
That's what I do.
Honestly.
Basically, like, don't
That's
call
what you
me.
do.
Like, stop. You're interrupting my video, one. Because, like, I see, especially if somebody you don't want to, like, you see grandma's face pop up, it's like, like, especially when you're, like, grandma.
Makes sense.
You don't want to see that. Unless you're into that, and if you are, there's no judgment, by all means.
No judgment. No judgment.
But, you know, most people. That's the thing about the internet now. Now, like, creeps can form
Everything's
groups
judged.
together. They could be like,
It's
oh,
it's so
it used to be like you were creepy, but you were
it's
alone. Now you can have a group of yourselves, of grandma
which
foot
I
fetish
don't know
people.
what's worse, honestly.
I don't know.
I don't know if it's worse to have creeps be by themselves and be creepy behind the scenes, or be creepy
And they
out
kill.
in the open
So I'm saying, I
in
feel
a
like if you're
group.
creepy alone, it's safer. But if you're creepy in a group, it's like now you guys are exchanging ideas, coming up with plans. Like, what if we catch him in the
I guess
alley?
that would be worse. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, what's better for stabbing, a sickle or like. And then they're comparing notes. Like, well, I killed this guy Thursday and I used, and they have like PowerPoint presentations. And yeah, never been to one,
That's.
but I imagine it would go something like
I
that.
mean. I mean, that was a pretty great
You don't want
description.
to be around when the lights go off. But nah, but for me, mostly
uh,
the Corona quarantine for me was just trying to survive Corona. I caught the
yeah,
Rona, and it was not
we
it
both
was
did.
not a fun experience. That shit gave my lungs a 2-piece extra crispy. It had me.
Mm.
It was bad, like, because I caught, like, people get, like, the symptoms are crazy. I got I
It's
couldn't
such a
breathe. Yeah,
long
I couldn't breathe.
list.
I had diarrhea, and I lost my sense of smell. Those are my three things. And it gets bad when you're
For
praying for diarrhea. Like, I couldn't wait for the diarrhea because it took my mind off the fact that I couldn't breathe. So I was praying for diarrhea when I would wake up. Like,
I
come
mean,
on.
for me, it was I mean, it was a lot minor. The symptoms for me. I mean, I had fever. The cough is the thing that would just like I was just coughing all the time. I couldn't hold a conversation without starting to having to have a coughing fit. I and I there were times where, especially if I did anything too strenuous, I wouldn't be able to breathe. But it wasn't to the same extent that I've seen other people have
Yeah,
it. Because it was my whole family that got it. It wasn't just me. And my parents are older, um, and they yeah, it affected them differently. I mean, it was scary, honestly. Uh, Kind of seeing how it affected my parents, and seeing kind of the steps that I had to take to make sure that they were okay, make sure that at one point my mom specifically couldn't breathe,
yeah,
and taking her to the hospital, that whole ordeal. Being in a hospital during a pandemic is not fun, especially being there for what, more than half a day. And I mean, they I'm sure they were doing as the best they could, and they were treating everything as fast as they could, and I'm sure that it was mostly like waiting for results and things like that. But I was waiting for we got to the hospital at like 4, and I didn't leave the hospital till like 1:30 in the morning. And I had to come back because they kept my mom, and she didn't have her phone. She didn't have a lot of the things that she needed. So I just rushed back home just to pick up a couple things, just to rush back. Um, so that was definitely the worst part for me personally during this whole COVID
yeah.
ordeal. Um, but once she got back home, once we were kind of like seeing her get better, it was just honestly just trying to find something to do during the day
Yeah.
at that point.
We went
And
to.
I feel like that's
You were saying what?
what happened. I feel like that's how it is for most people,
Yeah.
honestly, during this quarantine.
We had went to the.
I just go.
I said we had went to the when we went to get tested. This is before like tests were like readily available for people.
Right.
We had to
Yeah.
go to this weird like giant parking lot that was guarded by like
Mhm.
Homeland Security, and there was just rifles and guns everywhere, and these huge tents that you had to pull your car into because they couldn't touch you, you couldn't get out, so you literally had to just pull up in a car, and it was something out of a movie. It was so scary. We were like the only people there, and I thought that's where they were exterminating people. I thought They were just gonna open fire on the car and just we lost more to Corona. That was gonna be the whole thing. It was the scariest
Like
thing
as
I've
soon
ever
as
been
they
a
were
part of.
they just see the result. Oh,
Positive.
positive.
And I was
Wasted.
like, put.
Wasted.
Yeah, they had a whole fucking little words,
Yeah. Uh, yeah. For me, the testing wasn't that scary. I
Yeah,
mean,
that
it,
shit was
it
creepy.
definitely seemed like something out of a movie. Just seeing, because there were, the National Guard was there. They had like everything set up in a way that it was again the parking lot of a shopping mall, and it was you would drive in, you'd stay in your car, windows up all the time. Uh, Getting tested, they stick that Q-tip all the way up your nose. That's
No,
not fun.
no.
I had to do that
They
twice.
wiggle it in there.
That was
No,
not fun.
it's not cool. I don't like it.
But yeah, it definitely seemed just surreal. I guess is the word that I would put. I mean, this whole thing, 2020 in general has just been.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
I mean, that's a whole nother thing. Um, but yeah, this and I didn't really speak to a lot of people during this quarantine in terms of telling them what was going on with me, with my family.
Yeah, same thing.
Um, for various reasons. One, I didn't want people to worry. Um, and two, I know my friends, I know my family members. They'll always be checking up. And it's not that I don't care to get checked up on. It's more for my parents.
Yeah.
My mom was in a state where she wouldn't even like pick up her phone. People would be calling and texting constantly, trying to see how she was doing. And at one point, I had her phone on me at all times, just to respond to people and be like, she's doing okay. She's resting. She doesn't have the energy. Anything happens, I'll keep you posted. You don't have to keep checking up every 2 times a day. But and there are other people where it's just it's not that there's no need for them to know, but there's no benefit to it. Especially because in this day and age, it's not like they would be able to just come over and help with this or that.
And you can't come over anyways because you got to be quarantined.
So the best thing I thought was to just keep it to ourselves. Kind of write it out. If things got bad, then yeah, there are certain people that would need to know. Certain people that I know would have just found out. But it never got to the point where I felt that the need to do that. There were definitely some family members that I called as I was leaving the hospital, with my mom still there, just because I would say I was definitely thinking about the outcomes, what could happen, what could have happened at that point, because my dad was here at home by himself, because he had symptoms as well. They weren't as severe as my mom's, but he had symptoms, and we were not risking taking him to a hospital where he could catch something there. And as for my mom, we weren't going to take her to the hospital, but it was decided that was like it got to the point where it was needed. And that ride home, both times, were scary for me, and emotional. Just thinking of the possibilities, thinking of all the stories that had come out about Corona, tragedies and deaths that were occurring because of this, and seeing my mom in such a weakened state. She couldn't eat. She couldn't walk. She was she looked like, I mean, like they would put her on Time magazine, coronavirus in New York type of scenario.
She was Time
You know,
magazine worthy.
she was Time. I mean, it was
Pretty impressive.
it was pretty impressive. But she's strong. And again, this virus kind of just it affects people differently. And again, for me, it wasn't as severe. Now, it did impede me from doing certain things. Like I haven't been to work in almost 3 months. I want to go back. I don't like staying cooped up all the time, but at the same time, I know it's for the best. And I wouldn't risk going into my workplace, especially with the type of job that I have that can uh, easily I can easily transmit something to coworkers or anybody that comes in through the door. So that was definitely an experience, and I think kind of the fastest moving moment for me during this whole quarantine, because everything just happened so quickly.
It's a real downer. Um,
I mean, and then I got into GTA, and I have a yacht.
I guess
I don't
that
need it.
makes things better.
I mean, yeah. Uh,
Or,
bought the yacht. I don't need it. It doesn't do anything, but I bought it. So,
so now that we talked about something about that, let's kind of brighten the mood up, bring it up a
all
little
right.
bit, and let's talk about these
Yeah.
riots
Not
and
too much.
police brutality. I feel like that would brighten
Yeah,
things up a
that's
bit.
definitely a better
Yeah,
man. 2020's been
it's been crazy,
something.
but
Okay, I woke up today, and
as you do.
as I've been, as you do, and I checked my phone. Is one of the first things I do.
Hmm.
I check my phone. Emails, texts, calls. I just make sure to go through everything. And I've gotten into I guess I guess it's a bad habit just because I don't think it's good for anybody's mental health. But I go on Twitter, and I get a lot of my news from Twitter. And seeing the state in which things are right now, it's heartbreaking. Um, the fact that we live in a time that we would have to be kind of scared for our lives to even be at home, you know, because there have been so many incidents where your people of color are killed in their
Yeah, the guy
homes.
got shot in his backyard.
It's not it's I'm at a loss for words. It's it's sad to see that we feel every time we feel like there's some progress being made, it just all comes crumbling down, honestly. And seeing the way that the government and the police have been uh, reacting to the protests is it's disheartening, honestly. Because they're greeting these protests with violence, which just brings forth more violence. And it's it's just heartbreaking to see. And we live in New York, so there have been riots here in the city. Brooklyn, I know there was one in Union Square, and it's sad to see, you know, this happening in our own city, and this is happening all over in the United States. And for the most part, a lot of the protests have been peaceful, but they turn violent when the police arrive. And I mean, it's not helping them at all. I mean, what are your thoughts on it? Like, because I feel like I'm the only one talking
I'm
here.
letting you go on these rants. I'm just letting you go. But yeah, echoing the same sentiments. It's the just to see this type of systemic oppression continue. Um, the fact, I mean, that just being uh, the color of your skin determines your threat level is crazy.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, you touched on a lot of things, but just, I mean, if the main thing for me is if you're doing it for the right reason, the protesting and stuff like that, continue. But all
Yeah.
the
Be safe.
excess looting and breaking stuff, I don't like to see that. Especially, a lot of it is friendly fire. You're burning down black businesses. Uh,
Yeah,
that's not helping. That's hurting the situation.
yeah.
And after all this is done, and hopefully there is some type of police reform, because you're working at a job where you can't, and I know what they say. Most cops are good cops, and I get most of them probably are. I don't know. I don't work
Few
in that.
bad apples.
But you're working in a profession where you can't have any bad apples.
You
You
can't.
can't. It's like if you knew
It's,
that 9 out of 10 planes were going to crash because of the pilot, would you get on a plane? No. The same thing.
no.
If 9 out of 10 cops are going to not kill me, but that one cop is, do I want to roll the
I'd
dice on
be
that 10%?
I'd be scared to just walk near a police
That's what
officer,
I'm saying.
honestly.
And you look Arabic, so they're probably going to pat you down for a bomb. And it's like, do you want that
The
type
beer
of?
doesn't help.
Exactly, it doesn't. But but
Yeah,
it's like hopefully we do get the reform, and then after that we should focus on us. Stop black on black crime, brown on brown crime. Like we're not helping either. So once that,
it's not.
yeah,
And it's and I agree with you on the writing. It doesn't help the situation at all. And all it does is create anarchy. And that's not what these protests are for. It has nothing to do with that. And I don't want to say that people are taking advantage of the situation, but when you're looting, small businesses, especially black-owned businesses, or taking advantage of other people's wrongdoings to score something for yourself, that's not that's not what the protest is for. And you're not honoring the memory of any of the victims that in the past, God, I don't even know how many years, but um, yeah, way to bring up the
way to bring up the
way to
mood.
bring it back up. Yeah,
It's great
yeah.
stuff.
I mean, 2020, man. What? Uh, Anything good happened in 2020?
I don't
Anything good on that list of yours?
I don't think so. Honestly, 2020. Yeah, murder hornets. You had. I mean,
Did
I mean, I don't know. It's just new things every
the
day.
fires in
You got a
Australia?
new
You had.
mixtape dropping every day, and it's not good.
I
But I
don't
mean,
want this.
but yeah, 2020 has been horrible. The only good thing will probably be like Rihanna, but that's just because she's
That's just
alive.
always.
That's just mostly because she's there.
That's just because she's Rihanna.
She's amazing. Rihanna is like, think about it, bro. She dropped a song, right? That "Sex with Me" is so amazing, and nobody questioned it. Like nobody was like, you know what? Like you don't have an off day. Like that's crazy. If I dropped a song that was like "Sex with Me" is kind of like okay, you know how many bitches would be like, first of all, I would have so many comments.
No.
Like no, I got like D minus it. Like that's, I just gotta.
Unfortunate.
I mean that is unfortunate. But everybody has a bad.
um,
Sometimes you don't stretch. It happens.
oh yeah. You pull a cramp
Exactly.
midway, and then
You
you
didn't
gotta like
hydrate
adjust
properly.
so that, and you gotta and the adjustion that you make mid game, it weakens the overall act, but you can keep going.
Exactly. And then all
You
these
can't just stop midway because you got a cramp or you got to hydrate. No, you got to keep
all
going.
these damn like fitness people are just pissing me off, man. Because it's like I was trying, but then it's like Corona happened
Bro,
and I had
and
to
then the
stop.
Rona hit and it's like you couldn't.
And then now it's like I just look at their pages. I'm like, fuck you guys. Another thing,
Bro, there's
women bodybuilders, can y'all stop with the breast implant? That just looks retarded. You shred it, but then you got this big fat ball on your rib cage. It looks stupid. I don't like it. That was just something on my head.
I mean, to each their own,
I don't
but
like it.
you don't like
No,
it?
I don't like it. Not a fan. All right. What else?
I mean, if we've been talking, I mean, we've been talking about things that have happened in 2020, but I mean, there's just too much information. I mean, the other day with what happened with Anonymous, that
Oh, yeah, the anonymous
was crazy.
people.
Um,
I do want to buy the.
now,
I forgot the name of it, but the V for Vendetta mask. There's an actual name for
yeah,
the
yeah,
mask,
it's the
but I do want that mask just for me.
just for you.
Yeah, guy. No,
You're gonna put on some.
no, I'm not gonna say that on camera. Then it'd be wrong. Then I have people in the comments. Oh, it's not who it is. You're an idiot. First of all, what you don't know.
First of all, yeah. Honestly, fuck this year.
Right. Hold on.
I mean, you can kind of see light at the end of the tunnel.
Not a very bright light.
It's not a very bright light, but you gotta stay hopeful, you know.
And if it is a bright light, it's probably just incoming headlights.
Yeah.
To run you over.
I mean, that's what this year has been about.
Pretty much.
I wouldn't be surprised. But again, you gotta try to find hope in something. That's the only way we're all gonna get through this. And yeah, I mean, I don't really have much more to say.
Cool. So we can end that.
This year sucks.
It does suck.
Let's go to something else.
I was gonna try to be Spanish, but that doesn't work for me.
That
I
doesn't work for you.
don't speak the Spanish. But yeah, 2020's been trash.
Yeah.
TikTok is also trash. TikTok is showing me how it must be a skill set to lip sync. Because how are this many people that bad at it? Like, it's like TikTok. Some of these TikTok videos just look like Godzilla videos. Just lips all not with. It's no. Stop TikToking if you can't do it. I didn't think lip syncing was that hard, but apparently.
I mean, I haven't. I don't really watch.
They're everywhere.
That many TikToks. I don't spend too much time on social media nowadays. Like, honestly, I spend most of my time on Twitter when it comes to social media, and it's just for updates, honestly.
It's just like...
because there was a time, 1-2 months ago, where every day there was a new update of someone who died or something important.
Every 2 seconds. Ba-ding.
It was crazy. And it's more kind of... Well, I wanted to know what was going on, especially here in New York, with in regards to the quarantine. I needed to be up to date with that. Make sure that I knew kind of the guidelines, kind of a quote unquote, when are we going to return to normal life? Although I don't see that happening for months, a long time. We could be well into 2021 before things go back to the way they were before.
Very true.
If they even do. I mean, I know for a fact, thankfully I was cleared not so long ago from having COVID-19. And I honestly, if I go outside, I'm still going to be wearing a mask. They could say coronavirus is dead. I'm still going to be wearing a mask. I don't see a point in time where I'm comfortable enough going outside without gloves or a mask. And whether or not restaurants and bars and things like that are going to open up soon, I have
That's
no
not, yeah.
idea.
Well, phase one starts the 8th, so we'll see what happens with that. Um, let's
Yeah,
hop
we'll
off this
see.
topic. We've been on it for a good amount of time.
Too
Let's
long.
bang out. Let's see. We got PlayStation in other news.
Yeah,
PS5
PlayStation. I'm excited.
and the Xbox.
When is it?
The Xbox
Yeah,
Series X, which
is-
I'm literally just
that
gonna
thing.
buy it
Yeah.
just so I could put my PlayStation on top of it. I think it looks like a nice stand for your PlayStation,
It
and
does.
I think
It
it'll look
does.
good together.
Um. Yeah. Yeah.
And there's been, which I think is a good.
Uh.
There was a thing today that they were talking about how PlayStation, so PS5 games that come out for PlayStation, because you know how most gens have that overlap. You know what I mean? Where with
Yeah.
PS3 you still have some releases on PS3 and PS4, so it's gonna be this that. So with PS5, it's just gonna be PS5 games from then on. There's gonna be no overlap.
Oh, they're
Yeah,
not
but
even gonna do.
Xbox,
There's
but
no
Xbox
overlap.
is saying that they're gonna do it, and it's. But wait, I don't understand because
That's
it's like that's you. It's gonna be harder on the developers. Now you gotta develop for two different
yeah. That's
engines
just
when you can
making
just
more.
focus on one.
I get why Xbox is trying. Xbox right now is trying to appeal to
To the
the to
broke
their
boys.
uh
Sorry, I didn't mean that.
yeah. Um, they're trying to appeal to them because, especially with the launch of the Xbox One, when was that? 2013. It was terrible.
Was it
They
2013?
did not take into yeah, it was 2013.
The original Xbox was
Um,
7 years old. That's
yeah,
crazy.
man. Same thing with PlayStation, bro. PS4. I mean, yeah. I always said it was gonna be 2020, 2021. 7, 8 years is normally what I give every generation. That's been the trend, but yeah, I mean, I'm okay with it. With what PS5 is doing. Because honestly, a lot of people are gonna buy it
Yeah,
day one,
including myself.
week one, month
Including myself.
one. You know what I mean? Yeah, definitely.
And
Day
then get the
one,
Xbox too, because I
no
needed
question.
to.
I can wait.
No, I
I
don't.
can
I
wait
needed
for
to
the
hold it
Xbox.
up.
I don't need it right away.
I needed to.
Oh, right
Because
away.
you don't want it to overheat. That way the fan can blow out over the top. Only makes
I mean,
sense.
I think the engineers that constructed the PS5, I'm pretty sure they know what they're doing when it comes
Yeah,
to
but it's just
airflow.
I want
Uh, you want the ideal
exactly.
situation.
I feel like it being
Okay, makes
held
sense.
up by and the Xbox actually has a little divot in the top. I don't know if you ever seen it. So
It does
airflow would
have
just
that
be
divot,
perfect
yeah.
because it'll flow out and in. They knew what they were doing when they made that PlayStation shelf.
I don't use my Xbox One. Like, it's just there for decoration. Like, if
And
we're
that's what the
being
X is going to
serious.
be. It's going to be a nice. It looks like a modem.
It's.
It doesn't even look.
I mean,
It looks like a CPU.
it looks like a small form factor PC.
Trash.
Because there are what trash for the Xbox or trash for the PC.
Both.
All right, we're not going to get into that because you don't know anything about PC Master Race. I'm not even a part of it yet, but I mean, building this PC has been so
Wow.
fun. I mean, it has been. It's honestly going to be a little sad once it's done.
Because you're going to have to use it.
Use it instead of building it. What fun is that? what game are you excited to see in this? Whether it's franchise, whether it's something kind of out of left field. What do you want to see released on the PS5 within the first year?
That's a good question. I mean, well, I don't know when that'll come, but God of War, whatever sequel they're doing with God of War, definitely be up there on my list.
I mean,
'Cause
yeah,
that was amazing.
it could be the best.
Shadows
PlayStation
is coming out on
exclusive to have come out this
PS4.
generation.
They should do a release for PS5.
Well, apparently it's going to be backwards compatible. Supposedly.
Yeah.
At
Xbox
least.
is doing full backwards capabilities.
Well, that's what PlayStation's trying
No,
to do.
for right now they're only
PS1,
PS4,
PS2, PS.
and they're gonna try to do
Oh,
the.
really?
And from what I read, it's gonna be like the top 100 PS4 games are compatible for it.
Okay, I mean that would mean that all the exclusives
Yeah.
right off the bat are going to be
Nobody wants to
compatible.
play 2K16 on PS5. Kill yourself if
I
you're
mean,
doing
2K16 was fire.
that. You play, yo, let me get that new Madden 11. Pop it out on my PS5. Like certain games don't need backwards
uh,
capabilities for, so I understand that.
no.
But like we
Um,
talked about this before, but it got like hijacked by Corona. But Sony was gonna buy intellectual properties from Konami, and that included like Metal
yep.
Gear, Castlevania. Um, what's the horror game that they have? I forgot.
Silent
Silent
Hill.
Hill. There we go.
Yep.
Which I thought would be dope, just because I really do want that remake of uh, Metal Gear One, Metal Gear
Metal Gear.
Solid, a
Yeah.
remake for that. Or if they just want to remake the original Metal Gears like the ones for the NES and that other system that they had before I was born. I don't know. If they redid those a
um,
whole, that'd be crazy too. But I'm just a huge Metal
I
Gear fan.
mean, I could see. I mean, I mean, I know for a fact they're doing a remake of like Demon Souls, which is a game that came out on PS3,
So,
in that generation, which I'm excited for.
I don't like my games to be that
Um,
challenging.
oh, you don't like a
No,
challenge?
I should no. I the way I
Scrub.
break controllers, that's not a good game for me. Even though I slowed down
I
when I
mean,
started to have to pay for them. Then I was like, I was like,
can't
yo,
be
these is
breaking
like
these
60
controllers no
$65
more.
a pop.
Yeah, these are
I'm
expensive,
not doing
man.
that. But
Yeah. Um, I mean, I God of War. That's definitely a just
then they'll do that
top
Last of Us 2 port.
contender.
Definitely bring that over to
I mean,
PS5.
if it's already backwards compatible, they
I
won't.
mean, they come on, you got to port.
Um,
It's a new
I mean,
engine, new everything.
they said they weren't going to. If they do, I'll
I
buy it
mean,
again.
granted, nobody really likes
Uh,
that game, so I get it. Why would you port
all right,
over
shut up.
just that horrible game? So I get it. How mad would you
No.
be if the sequel was ass?
I would be okay. That's a tough question
Because Last of Us came out in
because
2013, towards the end of PS3's life.
yeah, it came out in June of 2013.
So you waited 7 years for
I
an
remember
ass
that.
fucking.
So I bought it for PS3 when it first came out, and I mean, what hasn't been said about that game already? It's phenomenal. It's definitely, and we'll do this one day on this channel. We'll do a ranking of our favorite games, but it's up there for me. And
Trash ass game.
yeah, they first announced Last of Us 2 December of 2017. No, sorry, 2016. And I remember that because 2-3 months later, I ended up getting this, which is the tattoo from the game. It's not. I love it.
You have a plant on your arm. What are you, fucking poison ivy? Why do you have a plant on your arm? Yeah,
You done? Yeah, I don't. I mean, I
what are
don't
you,
regret
Swamp
it at
Thing?
all.
You have a plant on your arm.
Swamp Thing is really cool. Poison Ivy is pretty cool too. So, you got more of
I don't know.
those?
We'll see. I want to throw it as much as I can for the edit, and I'll see which ones I like.
Just 20 minutes later, you just come up with another one. I do have high hopes for the game. I trust Naughty Dog when it comes to their storytelling in games. Um, I mean, I've heard a lot of things in terms of their development. You know, the productivity, how they run things, and it is it's regrettable to hear those things. Um, Especially when there are so many other ways you can do it nowadays. But yeah, I am excited for the game, and it comes out in 18 days now. By the time this video comes out, 18 days, and yeah, I have it pre-ordered. I have every edition pre-ordered. I even have the PS4 pre-ordered. I don't need it, but I have it pre-ordered.
Oh, yeah. I just want it to be trash, just because
How
it'll make me laugh.
just to make you just to fill you up with joy to see my
Yeah, your misery
my
and sadness.
me
I'll
in
be like,
this
yes.
my misery. I haven't seen you in 2 3 months, and you already just want to see me crestfallen, my
Yeah, that'd
face
be great.
crestfallen. I see how it is.
Like,
A great friend you are.
but
Okay, what would your reaction be if they showed a snippet or just anything about God of War
I
2?
would probably cum my pants, like really hard.
You'd have to
One of the top 5
understandable
orgasms I probably have. And the same thing with God of War. Like
ever in
God
your
of
life.
War, this God of War, not previous ones, but this God of War was such. It was so.
God of War PS4.
It was so personal to the creator
Yeah,
that it's like, how do you? What do you do after that?
and especially like I know you resonated with it because of your son. It's really a story of a father and son more than it is God versus man, um, which is just beautiful. The written perfectly. Corey Barlow. I mean, he did a phenomenal job, and I'm excited to see what happens next. It is a little. I mean, they did set up a few things here and there in which they can go in that direction. Um, you know, the reveal of Atreus' real name, um, Freya going to get her wings, which would be super
To fight for
exciting.
you.
Oh yeah,
You
really
also
exciting.
you had
Um,
the scriptures on the wall, the panel of him dying, and the world snake coming out of Atreus' mouth. Then obviously Thor at the end of it, the hammer.
which is we still and there's so many ways it can go. Now, are they going to try to kind of stretch it out into multiple games or
And
just
also, I think
do a
there was
two and
a
then
few
if they
places you couldn't go to on the.
there most of them honestly because you had
You had
I don't want to
you had
mispronounce any of them.
Niflheim, Muspelheim, um, Hell. I forgot what it's called, but it was Helheim. There you
Helheim.
go. And then Midgard, which is where they were in. So that's 4.
I mean, Midgard is just yeah.
Uh,
Um, the
that's
elves one.
Elf. I don't know. What's the first one I said?
No, because there's you said
I said 4.
Niflheim, which is
Muspelheim is the fireplace. Helheim is hell.
Mistfalheim is the fireplace.
Uh,
The one with the mist.
Mistyheim.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is. But yeah, there were several worlds we
Yeah,
couldn't go
so
into,
those.
and they could also. I mean, Helheim wasn't complete. You saw the creepy little bird off to the distance. I'm sure they're gonna do something with that, so they could even expand on some of the places we've already
Definitely.
been to. But yeah, I mean, I'm super excited to see what happens in this conference. Price point. What are we thinking here
Didn't
for
they
the
release it?
PS5?
So they said it's going to be 2 different ones. One's going to be like 650. The other one's going to be like 5 something.
I mean, I haven't actually seen any reports on it. I mean, we'll see what ends up happening. So what they're doing like a pro version right
They're
out the
doing
gate.
like the superior, like real nigga version, and then they're doing like the broke boy version. So it's like, oh, if you're a broke boy, then obviously we got this one for you.
You,
But if you're trying to really
I mean,
about that
we're not
life,
doing that.
we got this version. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I might end. I mean, we'll see, but I might end up getting both just to kind of compare both of them, see what the differences are, kind of be able to give a recommendation to people who at that point
I
haven't
mean, a
gotten it yet.
recommendation is get the expensive
Um,
one. I don't need
I
to have
mean,
both of them to tell you to be like,
I'm
yo,
talking.
get the one.
I'm talking more about like a cost benefit type thing.
I
Um,
guess.
uh, because not everyone can afford to get the best
You're
one.
right. Which is why people still play Xbox.
Um, I mean, yeah. Why would you play Xbox when you could play PlayStation? It's silly.
I don't know what I'm looking at over there. I'm gonna get a second camera set up right here,
Yeah.
so I could.
Yeah, no,
So
I
I
was
can
just
Krasinski
like,
it to the camera every once in a while.
for a second, I thought you were just like
Nah,
frozen. I was just gonna be like, oh.
I'm gonna get one just so I can do that. Sole purpose is just for me to do that.
Just to look off to the distance into the other camera.
Especially when we're talking about like white people stuff and stuff. So who are the real villains? I can look into the camera. For like dramatic moments.
Yeah. I mean, dramatic to you. Really.
I mean, whenever like I'm making a really good point, I can just look into that camera. And it'd be right there.
You rarely do.
What? I was with the stuff I said with the cops. That was a perfect moment.
Okay. Yes.
Look into it.
That was a perfect moment.
America.
I'm talking more about like.
Talking to you, America, and then I look into the camera because that's gonna be the America camera, like Bernie Mac. I have my America camera, and then podcast, and then America is gonna be here. So only when I make solid points.
Sounds good.
You feel me?
Sounds good.
All right, I'm good. That was enough. So PlayStation good. Obviously Justice League. Another thing we wanted to kind of talk about.
Yeah.
And is
HBO
the world
Max.
going to be prepared when that Snyder Cut is also ass? But instead of it being 2 hours of ass, it'll be 4 hours of ass.
Okay, so I have faith it'll be better. Now, how much better? I mean, it would be so tough to make.
You're right, but what makes so I recently rewatched all of them because I've been bored.
Yeah, makes sense.
What you can't fix is the characters unless they're completely rewritten in this new movie, because they took well-known DC characters and tried to squeeze them into that Marvel paradigm. They tried to make Batman the quirky Iron Man one-liner, ha ha ha, this is going to be funny, that's not Batman.
Which is
they try to turn Flash into that kind of Peter Parker-y, nervous, fast, guys. That's not who Barry Allen is.
It's not who Spider-Man
I mean, but like, you know how he's nerdy and kid-like in the new ones? You know what I mean?
No, I understand that.
I'm sorry, but that's what they try to make it fit that Marvel Studios paradigm, and that didn't work. Which I understand, because that's Joss Whedon doing it. But it's still like, it doesn't work with those characters.
It did not work.
If you want to do that paradigm, go grab characters that fit that. Don't just be like, oh.
Yeah. And I'm hopeful because I don't think the actors themselves were given a fair chance.
No.
Honestly. I think, okay, so Gal Gadot, she's been great as Wonder Woman. And she's been given the opportunity. The American
knows what I'm talking about.
She's been given the opportunity to flesh out her character. She had a solo movie. She was in. She was in Batman v Superman for like 2 minutes, but Justice League, and she has her own movie that was supposed to come out this month, but we don't know when we're gonna get it now because of the Rona. But she's had that opportunity. Jason Momoa, he's great. I loved the Aquaman movie.
I that riff, that fucking guitar riff, was ridiculous. And they knew it was stupid. That's why they stopped doing it. They did it for that first opening scene, and they were like, "Yo, this is kind of dumb, right?" They're like, "Yeah," and then they cut it out. Or my second theory, which I like even more, which I hope this is the real reason why, is that they just ran out of money for it. They couldn't afford more guitar riffs. They spent all their money on the first four.
The guitar riffs were just too expensive.
Like, nah, can't do it.
Oh, wait, how much were there for?
What? Yeah, like, yo, we wasted all the money on the 4 that we used? Damn.